Hey, it's Sanat Kumaris here. I apologize for the delayed introduction. I'm quite tired after a long days of work and, well, days for me, nights for others. Tomato, bullshit. You know how it goes. Today I wanted to make a video, simply covering the idea of social justice or justice in general amongst the magical community, because there are a lot of people where they consider justice, and social justice and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to touch base on how I felt about that and my reaction to it, and what my idea of that whole ideal is. Now, I'm going to say this clearly. Justice, the word justice, is the definition between right and wrong. So if you've done something wrong, obviously there are consequences for those actions. Now, consequences also are for those that are in the right, and consequences can be ambiguous, positive and or negative, depending on which side of the coin you flip. I had described this to someone else earlier in a conversation, but on the topic of social justice, there's a very gray area, at least in my experience. It's a very gray area. There's no real defined line on what that line is and where it stands and all that on social justice. What I've come to know for my gnosis and, the beings that I've worked with, it really depends on who you work with who you work with and what their opinions are on it. Now, the beings I work with, the spirits I work with, they have a very clear definition of: you do not attack people because they make you mad. However, if they attack you, then of course you have the ability to retaliate with their blessing, and even, they could even just tell you, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it, and then you don't have to do anything. Other ones will be like, okay, you're in the right to retaliate, and I'm going to give you the ability to do so. So, there's that. And then there's also beings that I've worked with where they say there is no need to even retaliate or even to be angered by this, because it's not worth your time. Your ascension is worth a lot more than some petty bullshit that somebody wants to make you mad about, And honestly, that kind of goes in line with what me and VK had come up with, that our ascension is more important than the drama within the magical community. And I try and tell that to as many people as I can, that regardless of what happens drama-wise, that your ascension should and is the is and should be the most important thing to you as a practitioner. And I don't know how else to emphasize that enough. I know VK has touched on that a couple times, maybe once or twice. But it's more of not necessarily a live, let live type deal, but it's more of a, live and be above stooping to someone else's level is what I will amount it to. Because it's just not worth your time. The drama, yeah, it's exciting. There's a whole lot of drama that's just so juicy and you just want to get enveloped in it. I've been in that situation, more than I would like, but, the times that I was in it, I enjoyed every bit of it. Oh my goodness. But now it's more of, It's more of I want to ascend. I want to be more than myself. And I want other people to believe that that's what they should that's what they want to achieve too, because that's the most important thing as a practitioner to me. I'm not saying that's what you have to believe. But like I said, social justice, it's a very gray area. It depends on who you work with and what exactly the situation requires. If you are attacked first, retaliation, depending on who you work with, may or may not be necessary, whether or not they do it for you, and whether it's worth your time. Now, there's also the social justice of someone attacks your friends and you feel wronged by that and you feel like you have to do something. Well, there's also that gray area because there's two paths to that. There's paths of you could just stay strong and not do anything, but be there for the person that you care for and that was attacked, and help them get stronger and make sure that they are able to withstand any further attacks. Or you take the mantle for them and you take charge and attack the other person in retaliation for your friend or the person that that was attacked. So you take their place and retaliate for them. Again, that's It really just depends on the situation, is why I just say that it's such a gray area. Just be with your guides, find out with the spirits you specifically work with, what their ideas are on the whole, the I guess you could say moral high ground on what would justify your actions in any situation, how they would react to such things, and how they could help you or even do things for you to make sure you didn't even have to be involved in these things. So that's why I say it's such a gray area, because every situation is different. Every deity, demon, spirit, is different. They have their different opinions. But the ones that I work with, they have a common goal of ascension is the most important thing. Making sure you ascend yourself is the most important thing to them. That's what they want you to achieve. That's what they want you to do. Anything below that, you'll have to ask them, because it depends on every person and every situation. So that's, I just, for some reason, I felt like I needed to touch up on that and maybe, bring some enlightenment to y'all on that whole, scenario, because this this community is quite toxic at times and can contain a lot of drama, a lot of it. And, you may feel like you're in the right to join in on the cause, or, on some sort of attack of some sort, retaliation, but it was something I felt like the community I needed to, as someone, as part of the community, I needed to touch up on. And I apologize for my stuttering. I just got off work. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Sayonara, suckers.